Hello, Apple Fanboy here, and in this video I shall be doing an unboxing of Apple's latest 2021 iPad Pro M1, which is in this box here. But just for full disclosure, Apple have sent me this iPad Pro M1 for free in exchange for a totally honest review. So just so people know, I've got it for free. It's a totally honest review, and I don't take influence from anyone. So nobody from Apple, not even Tim himself, has been in touch. Sorry, I can't keep that up. Right, David Harry here. What it is, I've got this iPad, right? There was no way I was getting away with that intro, was there? I bet you Tone from Tone's Adventures, you're a massive iPad user. You were sitting there going, David Harry, you big fat liar. There's no way Apple sent you that. They wouldn't even send you a headphone cable. And Tone from Tone's Adventures, you'd be absolutely correct if that's what you were thinking. Anyways, yeah, what it is, I'm going to crack into this unboxing here, right? This is a 2021 iPad Pro M1 11-inch dark grey, 128 gig, whatever, Wi-Fi. The cheapest one you can possibly get in grey. Right, so what I'm going to do is crack into this unboxing. I need to do this really fast because I've got a ton of stuff to do. Plus also, everybody already knows everything about these iPads because all those massive YouTubers get given them like 2 years in advance to do all the videos with them. And on top of that... I've got to unbox this too as well straight after this. Anyways, what I'm going to do here is go to my overhead shot and just crack open this box and let's get into it. Okay, so in all seriousness, right now, I'm like a kid. It's Christmas and I just can't wait to get into this. It's like as if I've just beaten Santa Claus over the head and robbed all of his swag, and in there was this boss iPad. So anyways, let's get into it. So as we can see from the front there, this looks exactly like the last iPad box as far as I can see. Right, so on one side here it says iPad Pro. I think this still looks exactly the same as the previous iPad box. There's an Apple logo at the top there. Do you know what? Apple just completely reused the last box for this one. Right, and then underneath there's another logo. Let's have a look under the bottom here. Right, so on the bottom, actually, there's stickers on the bottom. I wonder if they used the same box and then just put stickers underneath to like denote the differences. What a cheap company, Apple. Right, there we go. There's some stuff there if you would like to pause and then continue at your own leisure, but I'm going to get a knife and rip into this box. Now don't get too excited, Dave. You don't want to slice your finger again with a Stanley knife. Right, here we go. Oh, I'm doing well here. I'm keeping well away from those digits on the other side, and I think, there we go, I've done it. Yay, done it nice and neat. So this is going to hopefully have some resale value when it gets shut of it next year for the next iPad. Okay, so we've seen the outside of the box. Like I say, you know, there's nothing fancy going on here. I'm not teaching anyone anything, do you know what I mean? We've all seen this yesterday. So there we go, take that off there. Oh, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Let me just deal with that in a second. Okay, I was going to say, oh, that feels great. It's not as if like I haven't had one before. It's exactly the same as the last one, except it's got a few bits of differences inside. Okay, so here we've got a thing with some stuff in, iPad Pro. Oh, some stickers as well. So anyone who's into stickers and all that stuff are going to be happy with that one. I normally throw this stuff on the floor. I'm not going to do it with this. I want to keep it really nice and neat. Okay, so there is a little power supply. I believe they've actually gone to 20 watts on this one, is it? I think. The previous ones, I think, were 18. And then also there's a USB-C to USB-C cable. But we didn't open this box up to see that junk, did we? We wanted to see this. Now, just for those of you who are into all that weird ASMR stuff. Here we go. Let me just unpeel this right by the mic. Wait a minute. Oh, is that as good for you as it was for me? Right. Let me just get that off the top there. Okay. Wow. There we go. That's an iPad for you. So, in fact, you know what? Give us a sec. Let me just get my other one here a minute. Okay, so what we're looking at here then is the M1 on the left here and the 2020 on the right. Now, just before I get into this, I've just realised I used a Stanley knife to take off that cellophane wrapping off the box when indeed there's a pull tab to do that with it. Now, I did the exact same thing last year with my 2020 unboxing. I obviously don't learn. Okay, so getting on with this then. The first thing we're going to notice here probably is that the M1 looks darker than the 2020. I don't know if that's because I've got a screen protector on the 2020 here. However, when I do the video where I put the screen protector on my M1 version, I'll just double check them quickly at that point. Then I'll let people know if there really is any difference between the screens. However, for the best part, these look identical looking at them from the front. So let me just continue looking around the edges and the back. Okay, so looking at the cameras and stuff on the front here. So the one in front is the 2020, the one at the back is the M1. Now, the only immediate difference I can see is the aperture opening for the lens. The one at the back here being the M1, which I don't know if we're going to get it in shot properly for focus. That actually has got a bigger, wider hole. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether the sensor is going to be any bigger. It is a higher resolution sensor, but other than that, there's no differences there. So all the sensor arrangements and the microphone are all in the same places. Okay, so we're now looking at the top edge, and there is a difference here. So the one that I'm touching right now, that's the 2020. And as you can see, the speaker grill is more substantial on the 2020 than what it is on the M1 version. However, power buttons and the two microphones on the top edge are in the same locations. So this is now the left edge, as in if you were looking at it face on in portrait mode. And as you can see here, they're both relatively just clean edges, but with the same microphone positioning down the middle here. And so what we're looking at now then is the bottom edge of both of the iPads. So the front one here that I'm touching, this is the 2020. And just like the top edge, they're basically the same, as in on the bottom, the USB-C ports are identically in the same place. However, just like the top edge, the speaker grills are different. So the speaker grills here on the 2020 are actually longer than what they are on the actual M1 version there. But one thing I've just noticed as well, actually, although there's more like holes here on the 2020 version, they are actually smaller. Now I'm just wondering if the actual surface area or volume of the holes is identical anyway, because although there's less holes on the speaker grills on the M1 version there, the holes themselves are actually bigger. So to the other side now, and basically again identical. So what we've got here are the volume up and down buttons here, and then in the middle we've got that little bit there for charging the iPad. Is it pencil or pen or whatever it is? I don't know, because I don't have one. Now looking at the lens arrangements on the back here, they're both basically the same. So the one in the front here, this is the M1, the one at the back is the 2020. They look a little different because I've got a protector on the 2020 lenses there, but basically you've got your wide and ultra wide lenses, you've also got an LED light, then you've got your LiDAR sensor, and you've also got a microphone. And then just this little wide shot of the back here, and again basically identical. They've got the three little pip things at the bottom here for connection with other peripherals such as the keyboards and stuff. Then obviously the band at the top there is exactly the same on both of them as well. Loser, loser. Oh, you're lovely, you're gorgeous, you're a loser. Oh, I love you. Alright, now in all seriousness, there's very little difference between the 2020 and the M1, and the 2020 most certainly is not a loser. Indeed, I'd probably go so far as to say the 2018 and the M1 probably don't have too many big differences between them. I think we won't see any differences with this particular iPad until a bit further down the line, and that's going to be to do with software and stuff, but that's not what this video was about. This was just to do an unboxing. So at the end here, what I'm going to do now is just to inform people what I'll be doing. Right, so from here on in, a whole bunch of videos, how to connect various peripherals to this thing. I've also got a Thunderbolt to HDMI adapter that works with it, as well as USB-C to HDMI HDMI and stuff like that, various other things for doing, say, like wired internet, wired headphones, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to try and keep those videos as quick as possible, keep them very narrow to do with one thing, and stop bleating on about a ton of different things as I do the videos and whatnot, just like I'm doing now, in fact. So yeah, I'm going to have to dive off because I've got to get straight into some of these, and I think the next video I should be doing is putting the screen protector on, because I'm just a big mad clumsy tool when it comes to handling things like this, so I need to give them all the protection that they can to protect them from me. Anywho, if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my channel, getting all of that bell notification icon in the process. And as ever, in all of these videos that I do, there will be links in the description to all the videos, which will take you to like where you can get the iPads and whatnot on Amazon. But maybe more importantly, because I think a lot of people will probably have already had the iPads if they're looking at some of the videos that I'm doing, it'll be where you can get the peripherals and all these little additional bits and stuff like that. Anywho, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.